Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky with Starshot Ryan. We last left off where we had just arrived into the village, and we're here to talk to the village elder and some of the other people in the village to ask what they saw when the giant shadow supposedly flew overhead. So let's go ahead and check that out now. So, as everyone should remember from last time, the village elder is just right up here, and it's nice that they even show this little label up above to tell you that too. So hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to get lost. I see you're all together. What brings you all up here today? Are you here for a visit? No, not exactly. We're actually here on business. Although, if it's possible, I would really like a glass of your fruit wine. Ho ho ho! Things in the world never go like you expect, do they? Why is it all the old people in this game like to go ho ho ho? I didn't think a lot of elderly people ho ho hoed unless they were playing Santa Claus. By the way, I never got a chance to ask you until now, but you don't happen to be one of Agate's companions, do you? Well, we're all members of the same guild, but we're not companions exactly. We know him by face, and that's probably about it. I see. So he's traveling by himself as usual, huh? And of course, since we can't really see any of this with this current camera angle, we get told that the village elder closed his eyes for a moment as a look of sadness passed over his aged features. They do pretty good at trying to get things detailed, and as I said, I commend Xseed for their wonderful translation. Sadly, not all companies, or not all localizations can get the same treatment as this series has right now. What's wrong, sir? It's nothing, really. Please, pardon my expression. Anyway, what brings you to this rural village of ours? Don't tell me that another dangerous monster showed up in the area. No, actually we're in the middle of an investigation concerning the missing airliner. We came here because we heard there was some kind of a report of some kind of sighting. Ah, I see. The Royal Army came here and investigated that the other day. However, they searched around the area and ended up leaving empty-handed. Really? Is that so? Well, what about the person who saw the flying silhouette in the sky? It was one of the children in the village here, a boy named Louis. I think that's right, Louis? He apparently saw some suspicious shadow making its way across the sky on the night of the incident. But he's a kid anyway, you think about it, so he may have just imagined the whole thing while he was half asleep. Imagined it, huh? I guess the best thing we can do then is to ask him directly. You're probably right about that. Thank you again for your time, sir. Don't mention it. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask. Well, let's go ahead and talk to the kid then. I think this is him over here. Huh? I haven't seen you guys around here before. Are you merchants here to buy fruit? Actually, no, we're here for a different reason. As a matter of fact, we're bracers. Bracers? You mean like Agate? I don't know. You don't look all that strong to me, especially 'cause you're a girl. Why don't you tell me how you really feel? But after seeing my great skill with a staff, do you think you can still call me weak? Wow, that's amazing! It's like a tornado! I hope you've learned your lesson that looks can be deceiving. Now, how about another amazing demonstration with my staff? Estelle, be careful. Wasn't it just yesterday that you hit yourself in the face doing that? Anyway, are you Louis by chance? Yeah? But how do you know my name? We heard from the village elder. He said you saw some kind of flying shadow? Do you think you could tell us a little bit more about what you saw that night? Sure, if you want. But the soldiers from the army already secured the place and didn't find anything. Or searched, sorry. I'm not sure why I said secured. That's fine. We're not worried about that. Do you think you could just tell us what you saw? In as much detail as you can remember. Okay, I'll try. You see, I like watching the stars at night. So I often sneak out of my house at night to come here and look at the stars. And the other night when I was out here looking up at the stars, I saw two shadows moving across the sky. Now hold on a minute here. You say you saw two shadows? Yeah, that's right. And they were different sizes too, kind of like a mom leading a kid. Two shadows, two sizes. That's consistent with an airliner and the Sky Bandit airship if you think about it. Yeah, the aircraft we ran across in the woods was definitely smaller than a typical airliner. And the two shadows just kept on flying north, until I couldn't see them anymore. So north is... There's a trail that continues behind the village, and it leads to an old septum mine, which was abandoned some time ago. The soldiers from the army supposedly searched the trail, but didn't come up with anything. That's why they said I must have just been dreaming. And then they laughed at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. And his little boy eyes started to well up with tears. Of course, I'm not quite sure that shouldn't have been too hard to animate at least, right? Enough of that. You're a boy, right? And boys don't cry. We're not like those stupid soldiers. We don't think you're telling a lie either, and we're going to prove it. Really? Darn straight. You just leave it to us. So no more crying, okay? Okay. You're a real nice person. As usual, she's got a knack with the kids. Yeah, maybe it's a virtue. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. It looks like we've got stuff to do. Right. Let's hurry and get onto the trail behind the village and see what we can find. Well, you heard him. There wasn't really too much more asking we could do. And apparently we can't catch any chickens around here. They're too fast for us. So, let's go ahead and check out the trail. But before that, I was... gotta orient myself right here. Gotta just double check here at the restaurant, see if it's open or not. Or maybe we won't... here we go. I think she's ready. Okay, go to shop. And apple ice cream and fresh juice. Cures petrify 300 and heals 300. Not bad actually. Of course, it looks like I barely have enough for either one. So I guess I'll just go for the one that cures petrify. And for now, and maybe I'll make some more. Actually, can I sell anything? Oh yeah, I have that needler that the guy left me with after he left our party. Just to tell you guys, I don't know. I know he does come back, but I don't know if he'll have a different weapon or if he won't have his weapon because we have his needler here. But I'll keep a hold on it just in case, because I'd rather have it than not. And I think we could sell at least some of this stuff here, just so that I can afford that last item, and we can, actually, it doesn't make that much from it, since it's only, yeah. But yeah, so it looks like we're not really gonna get much for most of these, items that we have here for ingredients. We would get a bit more if we were to sell the quartz, or some of the items we have here. I'll go ahead and just sell one of these. Just so that I can have the recipe for this item here. I pretty much try and plan on having at least filling up the recipe as much as possible. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and get every single item on our list here. But of course I won't make use of them until we actually need them for now, since they won't go bad or disappear on us, thankfully. Of course, that would be an interesting mechanic, or I guess maybe a more annoying mechanic if you had items that spoiled or disappeared on you more often. Okay, so west is the revenue mine. And I guess for the missing airliner, let's just scour the north trail for clues. So, and this way is north, so let's go check it out then. And let's get a bite here, or in or two, just to kind of see what we're dealing with here. Let's see, so we got the bird and the plant, both fairly weak to fire. So we'll go ahead and make use of that weakness. And target the plant guy, and then have Estelle here go ahead and attack the bird. Yeah, it's pretty nice that I can speed things up for some of the turns we need to, just to so we don't have to sit through the animations too much, because they do play a bit too long sometimes. But I remember when I did play through this, oh, a treasure chest. 1 sec, guys. Beef steak. Sounds tasty. Nope, still empty. Yeah, I still find that kind of interesting to have all the chests say something, even if it's kind of just random banter. Let's see, so now we check out the other areas. So, back when I originally played this on the PSP, we didn't have this fast forwarding here. So things definitely took a bit longer, but I was probably too entranced by trying to make sure I played things right, and because most of the battles aren't too hard, but as you've seen in my last few battles, they still can be dangerous if you don't keep an eye on your resources. But yeah, so I guess for the most part, the game, I feel for the most part, holds up. You know, I know there are plenty of other games out there who don't age well. Like the graphics, for example, they're fairly clear and you can understand what they are, even if they go for this chibi model look that reminds me of Harvest Moon 64. Oh, a death blow. That's an orbment, guys. Looks pretty good too. So now what we got here? Reduced to searching empty chests. That's really sad. I got, a few nice lines here and there and some chuckles. But let's go ahead and check out that orbment we just picked up. Let's see. I think, yeah, it's an time elemental, which is perfect for Joshua here. 100% kills enemy, but quartz breaks. Oh, okay, so pretty much you'll, so it's a fairly nice item if you really, really need it against a boss, maybe. I'm guessing it might work on a boss, but you definitely want to save this for something more important than just a random random plant monster around here. So we'll probably save that for later. Of course, I guess when it says 100% kills enemy, I guess I would want to know if just attacking it will kill it right away or what, or if it breaks right away or not. But yeah, we'll save that for another time and continue searching to see if we can find what we're looking for. So here we are back here. So Okay, so there's 3 paths. We went through these 2, so we should check down here check down here next. And another chest. And tier bomb, always good. This chest is empty, but it wouldn't be empty if you put something in it. So true. Yeah, so, you know, the story and the dialogue I find are, of course, the strongest about this game. Let's see, let's check out the abandoned mine, because I guess that's where we're headed now. And the gameplay is fairly solid. There's nothing wrong with kind of what you do, and the speed up mechanic they've given us does help reduce a bit of the tedium. So if you really do need to grind or want to get some battles done fairly quickly, you know, that's fairly easy to take care of. Of course, these plant guys are really annoying to keep stealing my HP. You know, I guess when I think back to some of the earlier games, like especially on the Nintendo 64, graphically speaking, you know, some of those definitely don't hold up for era games in that era. Like, I guess I can think of The Legend of Dragoon. The graphics on there, like in the battle, are fairly nice, but outside, especially the pre-rendered backgrounds, I remember always having trouble trying to, sometimes not sure where I needed to go, or what part of the area was, you know, I could run around on, what parts I couldn't. And I guess that's the issue I sort of have with pre-rendered backgrounds. They're a lot harder to distinguish what you can and can't do. So where's that mine? Should be around here. No, that's wrong way. Yeah, I guess it'd still be a bit turnaround, but thankfully we have our, you know, little indicators here to help us out. And I think this was the area where we fought that monster. And now we get to fight the bird. The weird old man chicken. I guess those eyebrows reminds me of those wise old Chinese men who, you know, were like kung fu masters. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but whatever. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't have any fire for her right now. But hopefully I should be able to hit them even if they're asleep. But I'll keep having her make use of her EP since she's got plenty of it, and the damage works pretty well. Let's see. What other games? Well, I know a lot of the Final Fantasies have pre-rendered backgrounds as well. I know like 7, 8, and 9. I think they had a bit easier time with their pre-renders. I can't be certain just because of how long it's been since I last played them. But I definitely would want to go back and try those, especially after hearing about Final Fantasy IX getting a remaster on the PS4 and PC. That might be one I want to decide to pick up on and try again with the nicer resolution or updated character models they talked about. But yeah, and then, like, I remember the original Harvest Moon 64, the graphics that remind me of this, you know, not being too bad either.
We're good to go.
You know, I guess my question would be to you guys, how many of you have ever tried a farm simulator? I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I guess slice of life genre, I think it's called. You know, but I enjoyed kind of the setting, the story, and kind of all the growing. And another tier bomb. And wow, a throwback to Legend of Zelda 2, I Am Error. You can really see some of the developers had some fun with these when they decided to, and you would of course miss out on it if you didn't know that the treasure chest could talk. I really hope I can find this mine I'm trying to head towards. It's very much a bit of a maze around here. But thankfully the music and, you know, is keeping us entertained for now. If I had to comment something about the music, I find it very different from most other games I can recall. You know, I could imagine being in France listening to this for some reason. I'm not sure why. And here we are at the abandoned mine. So now we check this lock here. The gate is secured with a heavy chain and padlock. This looks like the entrance to an abandoned mine. It kind of reminds me of the Malga mine, except for the fact that it's all deserted. It seems this place was abandoned quite some time ago. The padlock and chain are rusted, and it looks like the gate has been opened recently. It doesn't look like the gate has been opened recently. Which means that there's no possibility that the Sky Bandits entered through here. I wonder if that's why the army never investigated the place. They're probably not going to find any clues searching around in an old mine, that's for sure. What's wrong, Estelle? Maybe it's just me, but do you feel any air flowing out of here? When you say out of here, do you mean the mine? Yeah, that's right. Let's see. The aide-old wet your fingertip with his tongue and sees if you can feel the wind better that way. I guess that works sometimes, but I've tried it a few times and it never seems to do much for me. But then I don't have much reason to tell if there's wind going on a lot. You're right, Estelle. It's rather subtle, but there is air flowing out of here. Just like I thought, huh? Sometimes your senses can be surprisingly sharp, you know that? I wonder if you get that from your father. My dad doesn't have anything to do with it. But forget about that. Aren't you more interested in what's inside this old mine? There's certainly a possibility that it connects to somewhere. It's probably worth checking out. Well, in that case, let's bust this lock off. Hey, don't you even think about doing that. For now, we better head back to the village and talk with the elder. He might have the key. You're no fun, Shihara. Well, you heard it, guys. We're off to head back to the village again. I can't remember how often this occurs, but since this is an RPG, I don't think this will be the last time. But Plant Monster at our backs. Always annoying. Yeah, it looks like I should probably heal up Joshua so he doesn't die here from being drained. Take care of this guy. But yeah, the music itself definitely, you know, the music for at least as we were wandering around reminding me of France. I guess this one makes me think of, like, we're definitely in a battle, but it's nothing major or urgent. And then, of course, the victory fanfare that we're all familiar with, making use of the trumpets. You know, that seems fairly common for a lot of fanfare themes. But yeah, I guess maybe the reason I'm thinking of France is because the accordion. Or I guess that's probably more Italy than not France. But yeah, for the most part, the setting for this game is definitely more European than Japanese at all. And that takes care of the rock pecker. And now we first take care of this guy who just woke up and now he's done for. But yeah, I guess the accordion probably gives off that vibe a little bit, you know. But of course, I've never visited Italy before, so I'm more familiar with France, which I guess is why I thought of that instead of Italy. Oh great, my guy is blinded right now. And he mostly relies on that, so I'll just go ahead and make him use his arts a bit, even though he doesn't have a lot to begin with. I'll just save it and keep attacking instead. As I said, it's always good to only attack if they have a weakness or they are more weak to arts than anything. So this thing keeps doing status ailments. It's really annoying. But at least our guy woke up. But he's low enough that let's see if I have something to cure. Here we are. Cure blind. Of course, it's not really much HP-wise, but... And we learned the recipe, so we can make it ourselves in the future. And now I'll just go ahead and attack since he's close enough.
Alright, we're good to go.
But yeah, so I've been to a few different countries here and there, just for vacation-wise. France, probably a bit more off, like a few times at least. Or no, I need to go this way if I want to head back. Need to remember how to get back to the mine that way. And now time to talk to the Elder once more. See what he has to... Of course, he's not here. It looks like he's at the grave up on the hill, so another story segment. So, this is where you are, Elder Ryzen. Oh, it's you, young bracers, is it? Actually, for some reason, I almost pronounced it as Raisin. But I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ryzen. Ryzen? Well, this is a rather extravagant grave for a small village like this, isn't it? It was erected to mourn all those souls we lost 10 years ago. Since the Bose region is nearest to the Empire, it was in the thick of the fray. And this village lost a number of good people in the hostilities. That's terrible. Haha, there is no need for you to get somber too, though. These days, cleaning this monument is just one of my daily routines. But I guess you wouldn't have come up here if you didn't think there was something I could help you with, right? Oh, right. There was something we wanted to talk to you about. But before that, would you mind if we paid our respects as well? I know we don't have any flowers to give, but we would at least like to offer up a prayer. Oh, I see. No, of course, I don't mind. I'm sure all those looking down from above would be overjoyed by the gesture. Yeah, gesture. So you say there might be some clues in that old mine, huh? I know for certain that the soldiers didn't check inside. After I heard Louis' story, it really got me thinking. We would like to check the place out, just in case, so would you mind lending us the key to the entrance? The key for that padlock, huh? Give me a minute here. I'm sure I put it in this drawer. Oh, right, here it is. Oh, this should get you, sorry. Okay, this should get you inside. I'm not sure what's going on for me today, but oh well. Wow, this key looks ancient. Many thanks, Elder Ryson. This will really help a lot. Don't mention it. We're always indebted to the Bracer Guild for their help. It's only natural that we would try and return the favor. Thank you. If everyone we dealt with were as cooperative as you, it would make our lives a lot easier. We'll be sure to let you know if you find anything. I would appreciate that. Well, now that we got that key, we can finally get into that mine there and see if what we can find. But we'll save that for next time, guys. So until then, have fun gaming.